Not very audible, ma. You're sounding kind of low.
What of now?
Yeah, it's better now.
It's better. It's better.
Okay. Good morning once again, everybody. I am Comfort. You are welcome to this session. And this morning, I would like to discuss network effects. I would say congratulations for coming to this session because it's more educative and telling more of talking more about our daily activity, things around us, how we can be better for ourselves, how we can add value to ourselves. And
Excuse me, ma. Your camera is off.
It's on from my side.
Can anyone see her?
No, we can't. I think it's
okay.
the network.
I'm joining with the device. So hope you're checking the second device. Hello.
Oh, can see you now.
So I'm using two devices. The other one should capture my screen and my face. So like I was saying, it's going to help us know how much we need to add value to ourselves and what kind of value do we have around us at the moment. So today we are going to be talking about network effects, or we concentrate more on Bincom Dev Center and us as a member of this community. So at first, what do we mean by network effect? From what we have on the screen, network effect is a phenomenon whereby increased number of people or participants improve the value of a good or service. So in this context, we are saying that we are trying to measure a value of a product. We need to consider the participants. The participants like the user, the producer, they are the ones we have to consider before we could so we could be able to use those ones to measure the value of that particular product. So the more people use a particular product, the more value value it has, or the more skillful people that produce this particular product, the more valuable that good or service could be. So this is what we are just talking about when we're talking about network effect. So anywhere you hear the word network effect as from today, it should always ring the bell to that. We are trying to measure a value of a particular product or service based on the participants that are making use of that product or service. So in Bincom Dev Center, we can say the more the globally attractive techies supply to the ecosystem, the higher the value Bincom gets. So one of the targets of Bincom Dev Center is to be able to push out more numbers, higher numbers of globally attractive techies out to the world. Not just about most of us have gotten our degree, we have gotten some have master's degree, some have bachelor's degree in one computer science, one course or the other. Whereas we have so many people in that direction, but the Bincom has set itself aside to make sure that you are not only learning theoretically, you're also learning practically. As we all know, we can't as a medical doctor in schools and institutions, they practically I'm sorry about that. So the in their institution, they theoretically teach us as a medical doctor, okay, when you want to inject someone, the person will you look for one vein, they'll just they won't give you the practical aspect. They will teach you theoretically. But the moment you're out of there and you go for what do you call it? They call it like go to the teaching hospital after you've gotten your MBBS. Get to the teaching hospital. They teach you exactly what you're going to be finding on the field. They teach you the practical aspects. They give you real humans to work on, and this is what Bincom is doing. You have left the theoretical aspects wherever you're coming from your schools, from your extra and professional institutions. And Bincom is saying that that is not enough because so many people have left the theoretical aspects. And Bincom has come to say, we want to teach you, want to bring you to the real life practice. We want you to practice so that you'll be unique, you'll be different from every graduate that is doing all this. So the more globally attractive techies that Bincom push out, the more value Bincom has. Likewise, we can use Facebook as an example. Let's assume on Facebook, we only have one user, or let's say few, like 5 users. How many people will want to join Facebook today? It won't be interesting. The value of Facebook will not be as what it is today. So the number of people we have on Facebook worldwide, the more we increase, the higher the value of Facebook. Likewise, every other social media. There are so many social media that have come up and have gone due to the fact that they could not face the test of time. Practically, they could not probably meet up with the number compared to the market. They have competitors around. I can't just say I want to leave Facebook and go and use to go. Is it to go? Yes. And leave WhatsApp and just go and concentrate on to go. I remember to go was raining for some time, but today not everybody uses to go like Facebook, like WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, and so on. So the more people we have on that platform, the higher the value. So now we're talking about personally. Personally, as a Bincom Dev Center member, I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about you. It is the more skills, experience, and exposure a person has that determines his or her value. Like I have said earlier, I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about you. When you graduated from your school, for those that graduated, for those that are serving, and for those that are having their sideways or IT program now, you should know that you are not the only one your school produced at that time. Now, worldwide, we have limited companies. We have lesser number of companies that are looking for techies to work for them. But we have numerous graduates, more than enough graduates, over enough graduates in the system that are willing to go in for any amount, no matter how low, just want to go into, just want to get a job. But how can you make yourself different? How can you make yourself more valuable than all those people that get into the system with you? How can you make yourself different by adding value to yourself? You have learned the theoretical aspect. So now Bincom is giving you the opportunity to learn more skills, gain experience and exposure. Most of the time we see it like someone is pushing you. But if you're not careful, you see that someone is pushing you. Is when you have something, you might not know the gravity, you might not know the value of what you are holding until you lose it. So many people are looking for a way to use money, millions of naira, to get this opportunity of getting skills, experience, and exposure. But you getting it free of charge, most of us refuse to make use of it until we get out of this community and we find ourselves in the real world and we realize that, wow, I had opportunity to do this, but I was not able to utilize it well. So that's when some of us will be running helter-skelter to find a way to get it anyhow, by all means, any amount and things like that. So this is what we're talking about. Our value as a member of Bincom Dev Center relies more on the skill we get, experience, and the exposure we get in this community. For Bincom Dev Center as a company, how it gets its value is by how many globally attractive techies are we pushing into the industry. And so we just talk generally about the network effect, what it is. So the next one is saying, okay, talking about our personal network effects within the Bincom community. Now we have nodes. As you can see, we have these two nodes here, and this first node represents you, and this other node represents real life projects. Most of us were being given, in fact, all of us in Bincom Dev Center, we work more on real life projects. Though you might be saying, I'm not working on a project, it's just tasks. I deliver one task per day. I just want to tell you that each task you are doing is a fragment of a particular project. So if there is a big project and it's been broken down into maybe 100 tasks, and you are picking each task per day until you are able to finish the task, that's when you could say you are finished the project. So tasks are fragments of a particular project. So any task you are being given to do is just a way to add value to yourself, because you are a part of what makes that project come to life. So when we are running after you, make sure you do your tasks and this and that. We are not doing it only for Bincom's sake. We are also doing it for you, because at the end of the day, when a project is fulfilled, we will be able to name you that so and so, Samuel, God's time, Jacob, you are, these are the group of people that made this project come to reality. This will add to your own profile. And when it adds to your own profile, automatically you are no longer the way you were before. When your profile is being gathered like that to a level that even someone that have not seen you physically before and just have a sight of your profile will be very interested in meeting you, because this person is not just ordinary person, and they will want to get to know more about what you have done, the value you have added to this company, and the value you have within yourself. So you and real life projects is the two notes I want to use as an example here. We have unidirectional network effect. This unidirectional is just like you are working on real life projects. You are the only one pushing things to real life projects. Real life, you are not getting anything back from the real life project. That is just this is what we mean by the unidirectional. So we have bidirectional kind of network effect. Bidirectional is the real life project is getting back to you. Likewise, you are getting, you are working together. Both of you are working hand in hand as the real life project is impacting you. You also are impacting the real life project. And this is how the network effect could grow. Now, I don't want to concentrate on Bincom as a community. I want to concentrate on us more on this slide. So the purpose is for this community, and I personally chose that I'm not concentrating only on this community, but majorly on we, because we have so many, some of us doesn't know what we are missing at the moment. So as you can see, this low density, if we notice this low density, is majorly a unidirectional way of connecting. It is not just real life projects, you and real life projects, it can be you and personal development. It can be you and knowledge development, this session we are having. It can be you and public artifacts and so on. So it now depends on you how you connect with them. If you are just feeling, okay, let me just do it for them, let me do them a favor, let me just do this for Bincom's sake, it looks like you are running on a unidirectional format. And when you are working or that on that project or on that thing they ask you to do, and you're also feeling it, you're also taking it within yourself, you're also gulping it, you're also digesting it for your own good, then it's a bi-directional pattern. So if you want to have a very good identity network, use the bi-directional model in the sense that as you're working on your public artifact, always also feel yourself within it. Don't do it because they just want to do it. I'm doing it because they want me to do it. If I don't do it, Mr. Bade or HR will talk, they will give me the merit and things like that. Don't do it because of that. Because when you do things because of that, you're not adding to yourself. And that is just unidirectional. You have low density network. And when you have low density network, your value is very, very good. But if you put yourself into this project you're asked to do, into the public artifact, personal development, attending community events, and so on, all this, you are feeling it alongside, you are operating a bi-directional model, and you are going to have a very high density network, which means you're going to have a very high value on yourself. So anywhere they mention your name, you should know anywhere they mention the owner of Facebook's name today, it's not a joke. The moment they mention it, everyone's mind will always go to, oh, this is a great man. So I believe we are all going to get there if we also priority on the value we add to ourselves. So I'm going to talk about the network effect of community events. What community events and what effect is community events on Bincom Dev Center? Now, the more participants attend the event, the more new set of people know what to do, thereby expanding our popularity. Yes, it's a normal state. When we have community events, our expectation is that we have invitees, we have internal members that invite several people for that event. The moment they care about that event and they are there, they start knowing that Bincom exists, and we start telling them the benefits we give. There are so many benefits in Bincom Dev Center. The moment we realize that you have deal for tech, whether you might not come in as an intern or as a trainee or as a junior associate, but the moment we realize that we have this deal, Bincom those that established this company has really made it so interesting to the extent that they have feelings for those that are interested in this technology, but they don't have the opportunity to get resources to be able to go for that and add skills to themselves. So this is a forum for you to bring them on so that we can explain more, so that we can tell them more about what we do, how we can be a benefit to them, how we can be a benefit to everyone around them. So the more we are, the more techies we have in this organization, the more popular we become. And when we become more popular, now let's imagine Bincom Dev Center becomes so popular to the extent that even at the rural area, you just mention Bincom and everybody is being like, oh, we know that place and things like that. You as a person, won't you feel proud to carry that name on your head? And this is the way we also add value to ourselves. So people, the moment they realize that Bincom as a big company, they know what we do, and we have gotten so much value like that, there's no need for anybody to check what you have again. The moment they know that the company you're coming from is of high value, they might not even bother to test you again. For you to have come from this school, no, you are different. I have heard of some talk. The moment they, let's talk about the school, the moment they hear the name of the particular school, they'll be like, oh no, this one should be exceptional. The moment they hear about a name of a school, some company are like that. The moment they hear about some HR that they conduct interview like that, When they hear about the person, no, I'm interested in this person. So it happens like that. So please, anything, any effort we can also add to this to help Bincom Dev Center add more value to itself. It's not just for Bincom, it's also for ourselves. So this is what I have to say about community events. Invite people to come for community events. Help yourself and the company add value to itself, and it will indirectly also affect you one way or the other. So network effects on Bincom Academy scholarship on Bincom. Okay, now in this aspect, I think I mentioned earlier, there are so many things Bincom has set aside for people that have interest. The moment you have the skill, this is a way of Bincom helping those that have interest, but they could not work with Bincom, but Bincom wants to sow seed and help them to a level. So they have the opportunity to attend some Bincom academic class on scholarship basis. Not everyone. Now imagine someone give you a scholarship for maybe an international school to go and study more, a scholarship, 100% scholarship. How will you feel as a techie or as a person? It may not be a tech person. As a person, how will you feel? You so much feel elated, and you want to make use of that scholarship very well and not misuse it. So this is an opportunity also, bringing people for Bincom academic scholarship. In a way, we are also trying to let people know this is what we do, and also it adds more value to Bincom. We are trying to help people at the same time. We are trying to make people know what we do and who we are, and what we do. There is no one that will know what we do, how we help people that will not be interested in knowing Bincom more and help Bincom achieve their goals. So now, personal network effect. How does Bincom how is Bincom trying to add value to us? Most of the time we ask you, come for KD session, and we have to be running after some of them. We don't need that. KD session, attending KD session helps you to develop the way you, sorry about that, the way KD session.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry, ma, let me know who are those that are listening. This is an announcement. If you know you are listening to this, actively listening, just drop a question mark only on the chat section. So, ma, you can continue.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's lovely. So I'm just trying to do I'm trying to cover up as fast as I can so that we can go ahead to question before the time elapses. But thank you for calling my attention to that. So going back to what I was saying, Bincom offers KD. What do you do during KD? You learn more. I appreciate something, and this should be one of our goals. Know something about everything. It's not a waste of effort. It's not a waste of energy. It's not a waste of knowledge. Know something about everything. In knowledge development, at least when you are there, you know something. You don't know the kind of industry you find yourself tomorrow. So you might say, I'm a programmer, I'm a designer, I'm a this, I'm that. Some company, a medical company, will call you to come and do something for them, and they will be using some terms, and you will be looking at this. No, the only term I know is UI UX or this art. It's not supposed to be. You're supposed to know something about everything. So you are expected to go for Bincom Academy, participate, also facilitate. When we're talking about facilitation, you're not just doing it for Bincom. When you are being called upon to come and facilitate, you are just trying to sell yourself. I said something earlier. You might not be trained a teacher, or you might not be trained a lecturer, but the moment you start talking to people, it is not just until you stand in front of a class that you are a teacher. You are going to be a parent one day. Even if you are not a parent one day, you are a brother to somebody, you are a sister to some people. And they are looking up to you to get some things from you. And I don't know if any of us have noticed the more you talk to your younger ones, in some context, like trying to train them, trying to groom them, the more they give you respect. Why are they giving you respect? Because they value you more. Some children will say, I know that if I ask my mommy this, she will know it. I know that if I ask my daddy this, they are very sure. In fact, they are so sure that if they see anything, my daddy knows the answer, my mommy knows the answer. And you will not want to fold their hands. It's because of the value they see in you. The day you fold their hands. So all these things, they ask you to come and facilitate, are not interested. In fact, most companies are not interested in your certificate again. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm the HR, and if I tell you I hardly look at your certificate, I am more interested in what you have, the skills you have, the exposure and experience, what you put in your CV. CV in this day is just a format. Let me just say that way. I want to see how your charisma, I want to see the kind of soft skill you have. If I'm interviewing and you give me some kind of bullshit, sorry to use that word, bullshit kind of attitude, or you are using some kind of slang or statement, so we might be friendly, but there are some things that is not expected of you. There are some things that you need to know. Now, when we are saying, okay, you have a team lead, giving you the role of being a team lead or microservice owner is we are trying to teach you how to be a leader. So that outside this place, the moment you find yourself in any organization that may be international or local, and they see that, they see your public artifacts. Most of the people, most of motivational speakers, most of these people, some of them, they don't know some invitations, they don't even know about some invitations they receive globally. Because most of the time, what they used to sell themselves is probably the program they had as been recorded and it's been put on social media, and they had to be like press button and get to know who you are. They just send you an invitation. This is how it happened. This is what we call public artifacts. This is the usefulness of the public artifacts we are telling you to get. So if you don't have public artifacts, how are you going to sell yourself? This is the way of selling yourself. Okay, get the session facilitated. Why facilitating? You are being recorded. You are telling yourself. If you have not been doing public artifacts, you have the opportunity now, but you are not using it. How are you telling yourself? How do you want to add value to yourself? How do you want people internationally to know that someone that has this kind of skill is hidden somewhere, and we need to fetch him or her out? So it's all left to you. All these Bincom has offered us to do, I don't expect us to be running after anybody to do it, because it will add value to you in the long run. So it gives all the service, if it's strictly followed, increase individual value, make you technical, make a techie globally attractive in the tech industry. So it also gives you unique, it makes you unique in the industry. So I implore everyone should try as much as possible. Look at everything you are being asked to do, weekly drill, knowledge development, tech updates, everything is meant for you to develop yourself. So yeah, okay. I put up some professions, medical doctors. There are so many degree holders of medical MBBS, so many. And from my findings, I realized that Nigeria University produces 500,000 graduates every year. You are one of the graduates. I am one of the graduates. Now, we have limited number of jobs out there. Do you think they can just pack every graduate and put them in the limited number of jobs? No. We need to look for, okay, you need to step ahead, step further, take extra effort to move, to leave those that are having graduates, leave them there and go further. How can you go further? Bincom is offering you to learn skills, gain experience, and gain exposure. And if you are just a degree holder of medical MBBS, you are still lower than someone that is now a resident doctor. A resident doctor is not a full doctor. A resident doctor is on the practice, is on the field to learn real life events. Same thing as lawyers. Lawyers also have where they have to go through law school before they will be fully licensed. So not just about the degree they own. They are supposed to go to law school. Same thing with pilots. Pilots with APL or CPL, they are not qualified enough to fly some birds. So if you have ATP, you are a very good pilot that can fly anything. So please, let's add value to ourselves. We have direct network effects and we have indirect network effects. In this context, direct network effects is only when a value is being determined by the user. Value is being determined by the user. In this sense, if I'm talking about personal, our own value, it's only being determined by us. Direct network effect is only being determined by us. While indirect effect is being determined by us and also the labor market. So I might add value to myself, add enough value to myself, but the moment there is nobody looking for me, as in is ready to accept the value I have, okay, I'm cutting that off. Direct effect is just when I add value to myself, and I am very sure I have the value. Now, going to indirect network effect is saying that I have added value to myself. How will I know that this is actually a real value? If the external, hello, am I still on? Hello, am I still on? Hello?
Yes,
Yes, you're
Okay, thanks for the response. Thanks for the response. So external forces, which is the labor market, also determines if I've added value to myself. That aspect. So network effect can be in two dimensions, negative dimension or positive dimension. Negative dimension comes in two ways. Either it is network congestion or network pollution. When we are talking about network congestion, network congestion is in the situation where we have so many degree holders. Nigeria has produced 500,000 degree holders, and we have maybe like 10,000 companies. We have like 10,000 companies. So in that case, we have so many people in the labor market looking for jobs, but we have limited work. So that is a way, that is a network congestion. And how can we scale out of this congestion is to add value to ourselves. So in the network pollution is in the way that, okay, you're trying to add value to yourself. You are now pointing at different unnecessary, you are going through unnecessary paths. So that is why it is very important for you to concentrate on your career path. And if we notice in Bincom, we would not support you trying to jump from one career path to the other. You need to choose from the beginning, from the very start. You need to, even the one you start with, you are supposed to end it, even if you have to try any other path. If you have chosen product management or you have chosen Python, you need to complete that task and that career path within the company before you even try to jump to another one. So that is what we call network pollution. You don't have to pollute your value, you don't have to pollute yourself. Concentrate on your own path. So as you can see, Nigeria versus graduates, we have 500,000 graduates, 25 million graduates are unemployed in Nigeria alone, 25 million. So why can't you make yourself different from those 25 million? So that at every point in time, you have access to jobs anywhere you go, anywhere around the world. So positive effects, positive network effect. This one is you have added value to yourself, you are good, and every industry, every company is ready and willing to fight for you. The moment you acquire all these skills, exposure, and experience, I bet you, I tell you, this is what happens. They will start running after you, whether local companies or international companies. So this is a positive network effect. So importance of effect, the importance of network effect, I shouldn't be telling us that again, because in the long run, you will be globally attractive, you'll be well sought after. in the whole system. So to fit in the labor market through the Bincom Dev Center, these are the skills that I expect you to get. This is the way to get your exposure and your experience. These are the things that Bincom is giving you free of charge. Yes, some people are running, even some people are actually running outside. Though you may not have that full time to get to, but the time you are having with Bincom Dev Center, grab whatever you think you can grab. If they ask you to do any of this, why not take it upon yourself? That, oh, I am adding value to myself. It is not just for Bincom. It is for you, even outside. So thanks for listening. Okay, thanks for listening. Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay, at the absence of question, I would like to have my question. I have a question. Please, any question you are answering, back up your answers up. Back your answers up. Is it my network? Hello? Someone is trying to talk. Can you hear me?
I think it's her network because I can hear you clearly.
Okay, all right. So, okay, no problem. So I have questions. There's no question for me. So, which of the following is a determinant? Which of the following is not a determinant of value in a Bincom member? Which of the following is not a determinant? And whoever is going to answer my question should back it up with reasons. I need volunteers, please. I talk to everybody, so I expect everyone to respond. Paul? 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 Okay, Paul is not here. Victor?
Hello.
Yes.
Do you call Victor?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, I don't think any of this is a determinant of the value in a Bincom member, as a Bincom member, because I feel the skill, the experience, and the exposure and the team bonding, sorry about that, are all they are all on point. I don't know if that makes sense. Or can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You can go ahead.
Or is it that I didn't get the question right?
Yeah, you got the question and you are correct. So the question is, which of the following is not a determinant of value in a Bincom member? So we expect, is it skills you want to remove? Is it experience you want to remove? Is it the exposure? Is it the team bonding? Some of us might be like, team bonding is just waste of time and things like that. No, this is a way of trying to let you know you can work as a team and at the same time get to know relationship with different people. As we all know, we have different kind of religion within this company. We have different kind of ethnic and things like that. This is a way of bonding and getting to know the kind of people they have. So try and always join team bonding. So Obafemi, please answer the next question. Is Obafemi there?
Yes. Yes. Call you.
Yes, I called you. Okay, if you're not there, Olivia, you didn't hear what I was saying. Was my voice breaking?
Yeah, I didn't hear the question. That's why I just only my name.
I can answer the next question.
Okay. Which of the following is not?
No.
Okay. Which type of network effect occurs when acquiring irrelevant skills? D, all of the above.
Oh, all right. That's not correct. Olivia. Okay, I think she's not there.
Network projection.
Okay, what do you say?
Network congestion.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said network congestion.
Okay, yes, network congestion. No, not network, it's actually network pollution. It's network pollution. So going through the part that is not yours, thank you, Obafemi, thank you, Olivia, thank you, Paul, for your time. So thank you everyone for being here. Mr. Jacob.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, so we don't have time again. For those that attended, thank you. Well, I want to announce finally that today ends the presentation for this circle. And if you have not presented, which means you didn't present in this circle. And next week is just a grace for those all that have not presented for whatever reason. For all that have not presented, next week just a grace. But with that next week, there's a clause. Because next week will be on Monday 15, if I'm right. And instruction from above have stated that your videos have to be ready 1 week to your presentation. And I expect all those that have not presented, that are presenting next week, they should get their presentation, everything ready and their videos ready because they have missed the normal schedule. So thank you. And I guess that's the end so that